Hey everybody, my name is Steve Simonson, and today we're going to talk just briefly about the Empowery e-commerce cooperative. So first of all, I want to talk about Steve's stages of entrepreneurship. Stage one is, hey, we're really excited. This is fun. We're going to take over the world. Yay! How awesome is this? And we have this vision of freedom and making our own decisions and being our own boss, and it's awesome, and we're super excited. And not long after that, we kind of get into the phase of, oh, hello, I'm a little confused. I don't exactly know what the first step is. There's a lot of choices to be made. Am I supposed to get a social media profile going? Should I be tweeting all day long what sandwich I'm eating? There's a lot of choices to make, and most of them are more important than the daily lunch menu. And this feeling of confusion is something that starts to build, and pretty soon it turns into a feeling of overwhelm. We finally realize, you know what, that freedom, the idea of being our own boss, simply calling ourselves the president or the CEO or the galactic commander, none of these things actually mean that we have a business. It just means we put ourselves on the path towards it. But now what are we going to do about it? And when you feel overwhelmed, you don't really know who to talk to, and you don't know who to turn to. And so the next stage is kind of isolation. You're like, when I try to sort this stuff out myself, I get confused. I don't know the right answer. When I try to talk to people around me, they said I should have started a business on my own anyway. Often friends and family can be, in their own way, trying to be supportive, but they're the opposite of supportive because they don't get the drive to be an entrepreneur. They think it's short-lived. They think it's silly. They think it's risky. And they simply don't understand. And so that can be a very isolating feeling. And then finally, you drive yourself to make a choice about whatever the business topic of the day is. It could be a marketing decision. It could be a finance decision. It could be a product decision. But often you make those decisions and you still are kind of second guessing it. You're like, okay, I just made a choice so that I would go, but I don't feel super comfortable with that choice. And this kind of builds up on itself a little bit, and this can, again, it leads to resolution because you got to a decision, but it doesn't have that kind of great vibe that you were thinking when you first started. And this is just a common thing that people go through, and it can be frustrating at times, but of course when you get it right, it can be extraordinarily rewarding. So I want to talk about our vision of how we see it differently. And so this concept of being better together means, what if you weren't so isolated? What if you didn't have to make decisions in a vacuum? What if there were other people like you who understood what you're going through? And these, of course, are other fellow entrepreneurs. Specifically, the Empowery Cooperative is all about e-commerce companies. So it's finding people who have similar needs and interests as it relates to marketing, product sourcing, development, merchandising, supply chain, and those types of things, and trying to work together as a buying group, as a knowledge share, as a best practice share. And this opportunity to work together as a cooperative is something that truly allows us to be better together. And that's kind of the slogan there. And so as you think about the Empowery e-commerce cooperative, I want you to think about these stages. First, you're excited. Then you're a little confused because you realize there's more to it. Then you kind of get overwhelmed. You're like, oh, I don't know what even I should be focused on. I'm a little tired. You start to feel isolated because people around you don't get it. How do you push through to that next level? And finally, even when you do get to the resolution stage of a decision, you're still kind of wondering, did I make the right call? And my point about Empowery is that we can reduce some of the friction of entrepreneurialism and give you the chance to be an entrepreneur and be empowered, yet without having all of the drag of being kind of alone. You retain your independence by being an Empowery. It's your own business. It remains your own thing, but you're together with other people who have similar things. And that better together philosophy is something we really, really do believe in. And so we want to invite you to learn more about Empowery by going to www.empowery.com, as you see on the screen. Thank you very much. We look forward to sharing more of our vision with you, and hopefully if you are kind of entrepreneur, you'll join in the co-op. Take care.